I'm sitting here at the Istanbul airport waiting for my flight to Africa, and I wanted to take a moment to reflect on my time in Istanbul. When I arrived here, I knew I didn't want to just visit famous places and take pictures. I wanted to walk the streets, experience daily life, meet locals, and allow the city to surprise me. And Istanbul, indeed, surprised me. When I arrived in Istanbul, I expected a chaotic city, and it is busy, with traffic, honking, and millions of people moving through the streets. One of my favorite ways to get around Istanbul was by ferry. Where else can you start your day in Europe, and after a short ride later, end up in Asia? It felt pretty wild and excited to cross continents without an airport, passport control, or security line. But the ferry was more than just a way to get somewhere. It was part of the experience. From the water, I could take in the skyline and watch everyday life go by, which made me feel even more connected to Istanbul. In a city this intense, the water gave me a moment to slow down. And back on land, Istanbul came alive again. The tram became a way of moving through Istanbul's historic streets. I also used the metro to cross the city. Getting to the platform was sometimes an adventure, but once inside, it was efficient and a great way to experience the city's daily rhythm. I thought ferry, tram, and metro were enough, but Istanbul had another surprise, the funicular, helping me tackle its hills without the climb. And then there was the historic tram, slow, charming, and a little bit nostalgic. It felt like a small journey back in time. My last ride was the airport metro. Fast, comfortable, and incredibly affordable. A great final impression of Istanbul. For me, one of the best things about Istanbul's transportation was where it could take me. Getting to the landmarks was easy. Decided which ones to visit? Not so much. I quickly realized that in Istanbul, you don't find the landmarks. They find you. Every time I turned a corner, there was another mosque, another palace, another market, another piece of history. At some point, I gave up trying to keep score and just enjoyed getting lost in the city. In Istanbul, sightseeing is optional. Eating is not. And then there's Turkish coffee. What started as curiosity quickly became a habit. By the end of my stay, I was drinking 2 or 3 cups a day. I even became fascinated by the price difference. The same coffee could cost anywhere from 60 to 400 lira. Was the 400 lira coffee 6 times better? I'm still trying to figure that out. But more than the coffee itself, I love sitting with that tiny cup watching the city go by. One of my favorite food experiences in Istanbul was the Turkish breakfast. For me, it may be one of the best breakfasts in the world. I love the idea of having so many small dishes to discover. Cheese, olive, eggs, fresh bread, and all kinds of flavors. I found myself slowing down, dipping bread into different dishes, and enjoying every little bite. I also discovered an amazing place to eat shakshuka. I also had the chance to experience breakfast in a home setting. Each breakfast was different, but they all gave me another way to experience Istanbul. Of course, I couldn't ignore Istanbul's street food. Everywhere I turned, there was something new to try. From the best shawarma and fresh clams to stuffed baked potatoes and other local specialties. Some I recognize, others I order simply because they look too good to pass up. Exploring Istanbul one bite at a time became part of the adventure. Then came the desserts. Let's just say my diet took a short vacation in Istanbul. Where I looked, there was another tray of baklava, Turkish delight, cakes, or something too tempting to resist. At Nafe, Ottoman ice cream, Eventually realized I was fighting a battle I wasn't going to win. I guess I'll have to surrender. Istanbul gave me many things to remember. Beautiful sights, amazing food, and probably too much coffee. But what I will remember the most are the people who opened their homes and shared their lives with me. My first stay was a younger woman on the European side. I had a very important roommate, the cat, who seemed to be the real owner of the apartment. From there, I crossed to the Asian side, where I was hosted by a woman closer to my age. It didn't take long before we settled into a routine. Breakfast, coffee, and conversations that somehow lasted much longer than the coffee. I still find it amazing how quickly a complete stranger can start to feel like a friend. Good. I really very much appreciate you having me here.
Yes.
It was a blast. I don't think that I would have come to the Asian side, and right now it's kind of my favorite
Always
one.
Asian side is better.
I love the neighborhood. And
Yes.
I
yes.
really appreciate you having me here and opening your
It
home
was
to
very
me.
kind of you as well. I was very happy to have you as well.
Thank you. I'm leaving Istanbul with memories I didn't expect. The places I visited, the food I tasted, the Turkish coffees I shared, the streets I wandered, and most importantly, my time with Asuman and Takba, who welcomed me into their homes and allowed me to experience a little piece of their everyday life. Now it's time for the next chapter of this journey. I'm heading to East Africa and cannot wait to see what surprises I find there.